So to start, you're going to want to have a good set of sanitized secateurs and some rooting hormone. And you're going to grab 6-inch pieces from the ends of your butterfly bush. It should be green and supple. You're going to pinch off all the leaves except for the top pair. And then you're going to dip the bottom of that small branch into the rooting hormone. Once you have that complete, you're going to put it into a mixture of peat moss and perlite. I'm using a tray from our marbling techniques video, which I will link below. But you're going to want to keep this in plastic in a shady place, and you want to keep it damp. It needs to stay damp the entire time. After that, you just have about 3 to 4 weeks to wait. Here I am pulling the pieces out of the plastic bag. This was just a bag that came on an Amazon item that I purchased. But as you can see, the plants have actually grown. The ones in the back are not doing as well, but they're not dead, so I'm going to go ahead and transplant them anyways. Your best friend here are toilet paper rolls. I live in a house with 4 boys, so we accrued 20 of these in about 30 minutes. Once you're ready, I'm using a takeout container and I'm cleaning the rice out of. And then I'm using one side to pot the seedlings into the tubes, and then the other side I will use as a watering tray. So I'm packing the potting soil into the bottom half of the tube, and then I'm going to put a seedling in, which I loosen up with a finger. I still leave some of the peat moss mixture on it, and then make sure all the roots are down into the tube. Put it down into the tube, make sure everything's nice and snug, and then add a little bit more soil onto the top and pack that in. This should get the root system going down pretty nicely, so you have a good 4 to 5 inch depth on your seedlings when they're ready to transplant into your garden. Here I'm just adding more seedlings. As you can see, the first 3 that I completed are a bit dehydrated, so I'm hoping that they look a little better tomorrow or the next day. They don't have to be perfectly upright. They're going to turn towards the sun anyways, and they don't have too much of a support system right now, so just keep them in a place that's protected from heavy winds and extremely harsh sun. Because my seedlings grew their roots in the shade, I noticed I had pulled them out in the sun for a day, and they had begun to wilt a little bit. So I'm going to have to season them into being in full sun, which means I'll put them in an area of the house where they'll get sun for 4 to 6 hours, and then slowly move them out into an area that gets sun all hours of the day. But some of these turned out extremely healthy, extremely pretty, and I'm recording this audio 2 days later, and they've all sprung up and are very strong, even the ones that were dehydrated at first. So now you just give them a good soak. I like to water my plants from the top and leave them in plastic trays because we don't have a lot of water here in Southern California. So the excess water bleeds off into the tray and the roots will grow downwards to drink them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments below and hit like or subscribe.